beautiful. Super. 3, 2, oh, good girl. 3, 2, 1, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 9. Look at it. Yeah, really beautiful. Good boy. Good boy. Hello everyone, welcome back. As you can see, very exciting things are happening. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that I would at some point be able to own my own horse or lease a horse. And obviously, as of now, I'm doing the latter. It's like a really good way to assess the responsibilities of horse ownership and see if it's even like a feasible possibility. I don't think like a lot of people know how much time and also how much money is required to own a horse or even lease a horse, because when you're leasing a horse, essentially you're responsible for exactly the same things as somebody who owns a horse. It's just for a shorter period of time. So I'm starting off with 6 months, and it will give me a good idea of whether or not this is something that I will be able to maintain and afford. While it is very exciting, it is also very scary. To put it into perspective, leasing this horse is more per month than I have ever spent on rent in my entire life. More than 2 times what I have ever spent on rent in my entire life for any place that I've ever lived. So that's like a very, very big expense. There are so many things that you have to consider and factor into the monthly budget, not just the cost of the horse itself, but also the cost of board, like where you're gonna keep the horse, where it's gonna live, the cost of food. You have to pay for daily care if you're not able to go to the barn like multiple times a day. Also the cost to trailer the horse in, the cost of insurance. I had to get life insurance on this horse, as well as major medical and colic insurance, just to protect the horse and also my finances in case anything were to happen. Hopefully it doesn't. And on top of that, just, you know, the cost of lessons, the cost of equipment, the cost of tack. There's just so many fees. I'm sure that I'm missing a lot of them right now, but it really adds up, and it's really a lot of money. It's a big decision. Maybe at some point in the future I can share like a cost breakdown of how much it does cost to own or lease a horse, because I really had no idea myself until recently. And you know, maybe other people would find it helpful, especially if they are considering making that decision themselves. If you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know. And I know that not everyone has access to, you know, equestrian lessons or owning a horse, all of that. I know, trust me. So this is not any type of a brag or boast. I'm just kind of sharing what's happening in my life, and for me it's very exciting. It's an exciting time. I feel like since I started riding again back in, I think it was October 2020, it has just been such an amazing outlet for me, and it's really been helpful with anxiety. I mean, this is something that I've had for most of my life, but with anxiety, there's kind of like waves, and you'll have sometimes many good years, and then out of nowhere, it can just totally consume your life and take over. And I feel that that's happened to me for the past many months. Secretly off camera, I have been having a really hard time with it. And you know, no matter how much money you have, no matter how many things you have, you can still have a really difficult time. So for the rest of the day, I'm gonna kind of hang out at the house for the next couple of hours. And then I do plan to go back to the barn in late afternoon, early evening. I'm trying to get this horse out as much around the property to get him acclimated. His name is Dooley, by the way. I can't believe I didn't say that, but Dooley, like those trucks with the extra wheels that are massive, and it's pretty fitting because he is such a giant horse. He is 18 plus hands, which is very, very, very large. Probably the biggest, I mean, definitely the biggest horse that I've ever personally ridden myself, and possibly the largest horse that I've ever seen with my own two eyes. But he's like a gentle giant. So we kind of share that in common. We're both very large, but he's a lot larger than me. I'm probably going to make a really quick lunch, do a couple chores. This video is also sponsored by Audible, and even if you don't sign up for the service with my link, I really hope you listen to my recommendations because they are things that have been helping me every day. I usually have between 5 to 10 audiobooks in rotation, and I will be listening to them at different times depending on my mood. If that sounds overwhelming, of course you don't have to do that, but I would definitely recommend audio content. It's just very enriching, and it's really easy to listen while you're doing other things. Right now I'm listening to an audiobook called Breathe by James Nestor, which I think has become pretty popular recently on social media. It's all about basically just breathing properly and how it affects your health. So I would definitely recommend checking this out, especially if you are someone like me who struggles with anxiety. It might be like a helpful tool to have. I'm also listening to every single audiobook that David Sedaris has ever written. He narrates all of them on Audible. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a writer, like a comedian. Everything he does makes me laugh hysterically out loud, and that is exactly what I want to be doing right now. So I'm listening to his audiobook When You Are Engulfed in Flames. I have been like rewinding it and playing segments of it to Nick because I just think it's so funny. I'm also reading his book Calypso, but I think I prefer the audiobook because of his narration. So these are a couple of suggestions that I would give you guys if you are in the market for some audio content that's fucking awesome. And of course, feel free to leave your suggestions in the comment section below. And if you would like to try Audible yourself or download any of these titles, you can go to audible.com/itsblitz or text itsblitz to 500-500 for one free audiobook of your choice, an exclusive 30-day free trial, and access to all of the other perks of having an Audible membership. They have also just launched a new Plus catalog, which includes thousands of audiobooks, podcasts, workout programs, sleep trackers for better rest, meditations, and all types of unique content. I just think it's such a great service, so definitely check it out. Right now I'm going to, oh my god, our house is such a mess. I'm embarrassed to show you, but I also don't really care. I also am having like a horrible breakout, and I just feel like I cannot let it interfere with my life. So I'm just going to ignore it. I've had moments where my skin is really bad and moments where my skin is really good, and this is just a moment where it's not great, and I feel okay about it. Good evening. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Yep, there you go. Super. Taller with your shoulder, again, forward with your elbow. Don't yank on his mouth coming back. Have the elbow going forward. There you go, you're okay. Cut across the ring and change your direction. Good. Keep your body nice and tall. Good, shorten that right rein just a hair. No more speed than that. Looking at it now. Planning your track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in here and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And then stretch up tall. In and out. Good. That's okay. I don't mind him poking his head out. Atta girl.
It is now about 7:45 p.m. I got home maybe around 30 minutes ago, and I'm gonna have a quick dinner, which I already made. I will show you what it is. Nothing exciting. We don't have a ton of food in the fridge, so I'm basically having breakfast for dinner. I have some scrambled eggs with Parmesan, some pickled radish, a little salad of mixed greens with some vinaigrette Parmesan cheese, and a slice of toast. I have been trying really hard not to eat super late in the evenings, so I'm already kind of failing, but I find that when I eat big meals or I eat really carby meals, it makes my heart rate like very accelerated afterwards while I'm digesting my food, which is a really uncomfortable feeling for me, especially at nighttime when I tend to be more anxious anyways. So I've been trying to keep it kind of light around dinner if I eat later. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I'm going to do a couple of like chores and relaxing activities to wind down for the night. By the way, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I love compression socks, not just because they increase circulation. So like you may or may not need to wear them if you have some sort of a health condition, but the way that they feel on my feet and my legs, it's like a hug for your lower extremities. I like to wear them when I'm riding because I feel like, I don't know, it just like increases blood flow in my legs. And they feel like a hug, so you can't go wrong. I'm gonna link these in the description box below. They are from Amazon, but you might be able to find them at other places. Hello again. This is my final check-in for this video. Unfortunately, I picked like 10 of these little pimples on my face before filming this again, unfortunately. Any face pickers out there, I feel you. It is a bad habit and a difficult one to break. But anyways, my therapist recently recommended that in evenings, I take a little bit of time to do some small tasks and really focus all of my attention on them. I mean, you could really do these any time of the day, but it was recommended for me to try them in evenings since it is my high anxiety time. It could be anything like chores, you know, folding laundry, cleaning up your room, making your bed, something I always advocate for, or anything you want, and just really focus your entire attention on the activity that you're doing. So I chose to do two things. I chose our dresser in the bedroom. It was piled up with clothing and, I don't know, miscellaneous items. I cleaned that off. It felt really, really nice. And then I also chose my bedside table, which is another spot that notoriously accumulates clutter, glasses of water, glasses of tea, random things. And it looks awesome. And I'm setting a very small goal for myself to maintain cleanliness in these two areas for the rest of the week. Just solidifying that into my brain, so anytime I look at either space, I will be reminded to put away my things, and we'll see how that goes. Part of the mindfulness in these activities is to act as a distraction from anything else that you're thinking about or obsessing over or just dwelling on, and I think it worked. I mean, I feel okay. I don't feel bad. I feel pretty relaxed, pretty calm. So going to bed in a good headspace. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for spending time with me. I will see you all very soon in my next video. Hopefully I'll have clearer skin by then, and I can kind of explain like what's happening with my skin. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you all later. Have a great night. I will talk to you soon.